Hello, Boston. This is New York calling. Can you hear me?
Imagine words like that catapulting the world into what would eventually become the telecommunications age. The year was 1884. Communications would never be the same again. The hard-drawn copper wire that carried the first signal between the two cities was pioneered in Bridgeport. And the company that engineered, manufactured, and laid the wire was Bridgeport Brass. Established in 1865, the Bridgeport Brass Company had grown rapidly into one of the largest independent brass and copper mills in America. In only their second year, they invented the micrometer gauge to accurately measure the thickness of sheet metal, effectively replacing the inaccurate gauges in use at the time. An early version was turned over to Joseph Brown and Lucian Sharp, who, seizing the opportunity, copied the design and began to manufacture the highly accurate micrometers and measuring devices for which their company became known. With the explosion of modern urban centers around the turn of the 20th century, inexpensive, convenient, and safe transportation became necessary.
All aboard!
Bridgeport Brass realized that their hard-drawn copper wire would not last long enough for the demands of the new electric trolley systems spreading through the country's growing cities. The company responded with phonoelectric bronze trolley wire, which catapulted them into the forefront of the alloy metal market for unique solutions to modern problems. Their invention became the standard for electric train systems throughout the United States and Canada. Not only the communication and transportation industries saw the innovations of the company, the photography printing art is forever indebted to Bridgeport for the development of the photo-engraving copper used to make halftones to reproduce photographs and paintings. Replacing earlier technology, including glass plates in 1897, Bridgeport Brass had perfected what they called engraver's metal. Bridgeport Brass became one of the first manufacturing companies to dedicate resources to a resource and development arm of the company. Their metallurgical laboratory tested incoming materials and developed new alloys, and because of their specialized knowledge, they became a resource to Brass's customers to create new products for specialized applications. In the 1950s, Brass entered the aluminum field. Acquisitions and a growing desire for both commercial and residential products for the lightweight metal rapidly grew their new aluminum milling business into an initial capacity of 100,000 tons. Technology changed the company again in the 1960s. The collision of metal and chemistry caused Brass to merge with National Distillers and Chemical Corporation. Plastics began to replace many components of products that had been made with metals and alloys. By the 1980s, Bridgeport Brass had been acquired by an international conglomerate. The company that had employed thousands and contributed to some of the greatest products ever manufactured in the United States had breathed its last. Its memory would live on in the technological revolution it helped spawn.
Hello, world. This is Bridgeport Brass calling. Can you hear me now?